Hello guys, my name is Chaotic and today is my first episode as a YouTuber. So I will start as a YouTuber posting Yu-Gi-Oh content, decks and maybe some news as well. So yeah, for starters I wanna feature my own deck, which is very underrated, but I go ahead and win some locals with it, so it's not too bad. It's Raidraptor deck. I know, some people think Raidraptors suck. And okay, because of link rules, they are definitely slowed down, but they're still good. And also, the new Raidraptor card is coming out. Raidraptor Raidraptor Wise Tricks, which is just broken. You can search up rank ups, and it's really good. So yeah, let's go into the deck profile. Starting with the monsters. 3 copies of Raidraptor Vanishing Lanius. Raidraptor Vanishing Lanius is an absolute must of 3, because his effect is basically once per turn during the main phase, if this card was summoned this turn, you can special summon a Raidraptor from your hand, which means it can be another Vanishing Lanius. Then yeah, it's really good. It's a combo starter basically, but it could make a really big combo with it. And by the way, almost every Raidraptor in this deck is Winged Beast, Dark Winged Beast level 4, except for, I think 5 of them are level 1, but they are used for different purposes. Then we've got 3 copies of Mimicry Lanius. This card is just so good in this deck. It's a searcher of the deck. It's like a brick, maybe, because it doesn't have its special summoning conditions or whatever. But when it's summoned, you can increase the level of all Raidraptor monsters by 1 for the rest of the turn you can throw, which is not too useful, but when he is in the graveyard, you can banish him and search for a Raidraptor card, which is really important. Any Raidraptor card, not a monster, just a card. Then a combo extender Raidraptor Fuzzy Lanius. This card is a basic opposite of Raidraptor Vanishing Lanius, because when Vanishing Lanius is summoned, you get to summon another one, but Fuzzy Lanius is if you control a Raidraptor other than Fuzzy Lanius, you can special summon this card. And the second effect is also really good. When this card is sent to the graveyard, search for one Fuzzy Lanius from the deck. But yeah, he can only be special summoned once per turn by his effect, so that's a bit of annoying, but we've got something else to replace those special summons. Then we play 3 copies of Lastrix. This card is broken. It's the point why this deck can be good, because basically, okay, actually it's not. It could be with 3 cattle calls, but it would be much worse. So this card is basically, what it does is, when a Raidraptor battles, you can special summon this card from your hand if you have a spell card on the field or graveyard, and then gain 100 life points for each spell on the field and graveyard, but that's not as good as its second effect, that you can tribute him, and for the rest of the turn, summon an Xyz monster, a Raidraptor Xyz monster in defense with effect negated. And this is really good because of the rank ups, so I'll show you how to do that combo later on. Then we play 2 copies of Raidraptor Pain Lanius. Pain Lanius is basically a replacement for Fuzzy Lanius, because Fuzzy Lanius can only be special summoned once per turn, while Pain Lanius is basically can be summoned as much times as you want. So basically why you play him, because you can special summon Fuzzy and Pain in the same turn, and yeah, you summon him that way, that you target one Raidraptor you control and then special summon Pain Lanius to the field, and you take damage equal to its attack or defense, whichever is lower, and then this card becomes the same level as the Raidraptor. That means mostly it will be level 4, but it can still be normal summon and be level 1, so you can use Swallow's Nest and exchange him for Lastrix, but we'll talk about that later. But you can only Xyz summon Raidraptor monsters with him, so that's why he's only good in Raidraptor decks. And then we go with a hand trap of the deck, Raidraptor Buster-Strix. This card makes a lot for the deck, because basically what it does is, how can I tell you, It's simple effect. You can banish this card from your hand, and if you do, negate an attack. Basically, yeah, destroy the attacking monster which attacks a Raidraptor. So you play 2 of them, cause it's also a brick, but you're mainly gonna search him out when you're gonna need defense. Then one-offs is Raidraptor Singing Lanius, even bigger combo extender. Because if you may waste it and summon like Fuzzy Lanius and 2 Pain Lanius, you still got 1 Stinging Lanius. But if you control an Xyz monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. And you can only special summon 1 Singing Lanius per turn, which is, yeah, that's why he's played at 1. And if you are gonna go into Link, that's why you are you're gonna want to use him. Like if you need to get rid of your 4 Strix for a Decode Talker, for Underclock. It's basically simple. And the last monster is Raidraptor Sharp Lanius. This card is also really good because it's basically a brick, but it can do some things by its own self. When you summon this card, you can target 1 monster on the field and turn it into defense. And also when this card destroys a monster, you can, during your main phase 2, special summon a Raidraptor monster from a graveyard. So that means that it can be a Raidraptor Xyz monster, and Link Rules doesn't affect monsters from the graveyard, which is perfect. Just perfect. And then let's go on to the spells. For the spells, I run the Draw Power Triple Allure of Darkness, because every single monster here is a Raidraptor, as you can see, all Raidraptors. And Raidraptors are all Dark Winged Beasts, like Black Wings, but okay. They aren't faking. So yeah, pretty good card. And also Twin Twisters, because if you don't play Twin Twisters, they are just Twisters. And also back row can really disrupt this deck. Opponent's back row. If they get one of your rank ups negated, you're gonna be just wasting your last tricks and all this stuff. It's really annoying, and you don't all the time play with unaffected monsters, so it's really useful. And I played against Dracos, which is the worst matchup for Raidraptors, but I got a draw 1-1 because if your opponent has skill drain and you summon last tricks is nothing. Just nothing. That means you must destroy skill drain or Monarchy Erupt or whatever it is. Then the next card is Raidraptor's Nest. If you control 2 or more Raidraptor monsters, you can add 1 Raidraptor monster from your deck to your hand. And this is once per turn. Or from the graveyard, which is quite good, in my opinion. And it doesn't matter which level it is. So Swallow's Nest is the next one. Tribute 1 face-up Winged Beast and summon from the deck Winged Beast monster with the same level as the tributed one had. That's why you can, if you don't have last tricks, you can use Pain Lanius, and then because he's a level 1, you can summon out last tricks if you have a rank up. But mostly you're just gonna do things like send to the graveyard Mimicry Lanius and summon Vanishing Lanius. And then banish Mimicry to get another Mimicry and then special him by Vanishing's effect, so it can be a really good card in my opinion. I don't know why people don't really play it. And it's also very important if your opponent you summon Lastrix and they do some destruction, like let's say Bottomless Trap Hole. Let's just say you can use Swallow's Nest Chain and then exchange that one for another Lastrix, because it doesn't say with different name. So if they negate its effect or something, it's really good. And then we just got a Golden Sarcophagus. I would exchange this card to 1 more rank up magic spell, Skip Force in my opinion, but yeah, we're just gonna stick with Golden Sarcophagus for now. And then a Soul Charge, because it's a Soul Charge and it really benefits this deck. And then we are going on to the rank up magic spells. And if you don't know what rank ups are, they are spells that allow you to overlay your Xyz monsters into higher rank Xyz monsters. So first rank up magic spell, Skip Force. Target 1 Raidraptor Xyz monster you control, special summon from your extra deck 1 Raidraptor monster that's 2 ranks higher. So this is really good because now I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do with this tribute Lastrix to summon from your extra deck Satellite Cannon Falcon, activate Skip Force, rank it up for 2 higher, and it's Ultimate Falcon. So that's why Lastrix is just so good in this deck, and you wanna almost all the time have him. But the point that you almost all the time want to have him is also the point that you almost all the time want to have Raidraptor monsters. So basically, you're just gonna go Lastrix, send him to the graveyard, into Satellite Cannon, rank up a magic spell 2 ranks higher, and it's Ultimate Falcon. The point with this deck, almost. But you can still go like Force Tricks into Revolution Falcon, which is also really important. Revolution Falcon is a really good card. So yeah, that's first rank up for 2 higher, and you can also manage this card from the graveyard and special summon 1 Raidraptor Xyz monsters from your graveyard, which is quite good. Then we play 2 copies of Astro Force. It's another rank up for 2, and you must rank up into a monster which is the same attribute or type, which is why we play in extra deck some generic Xyzes that are the same type or attribute. And basically this card is even more broken because once per turn, and instead of drawing a card, you can add this card from your graveyard to your hand, so it can really come in handy. And the next one is 2 offs, rank up magic spell, Revolution Force. This is a rank up for 1 higher because we play like, it's quite a good one. And if your opponent controls an Xyz monster, you can activate this during opponent's turn and rank up their monster for yours. So although Xyzes aren't as played as they were when they came out, it's quite useful. Doom Double Force is a pretty weird rank up because it makes for a monster that has double the rank. When the Raidraptor monster is destroyed, you can activate this card basically and summon it from the grave and rank it up to double ranks, which means mostly when your Force Tricks will die, you're gonna rank him up into Satellite Cannon Falcon, and then because he's summoned by rank up, you're gonna destroy the opponent's back row as a counter effect, which is quite good. So now moving on to the traps. We don't have a lot, but a few. Double Icarus attack, Tribute Winged Beast, and destroy 2 cards in the field. Double Raidraptor's Gust, negate an effect of a spell trap card while you control a Raidraptor, and destroy it also. And this is also a counter, which is really good. And what the hell? Yeah, okay. 1 readiness. Sorry, I dropped that one off. Double readiness. This turn Raidraptors can be destroyed by battle, and you can banish this card from the grave, and you won't take any battle damage for the rest of the turn. Then we only play like 1 more Mirror Force just because it's a okay trap. Moving on to the extra deck. Start up with 2 copies of Lastrix. It requires 2 level 4 monsters, and you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card. Search for a level 4 Dark Winged Beast monster. So, quite good. And it also gains 500 attack and defense for each Raidraptor you control, except for this card. Then playing, basically, yeah. Then playing copy of Raidraptor Rise Falcon. This one is in Deutsch, sorry for that, but its effect is basically 3 Winged Beast level 4 monsters, and this card can attack all special summon monsters at once, and you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card without targeting, gain the attack of 1 special summon monster. And you can detach like 3 of them and gain triple the attack, and it has 100 attack, which means it can come over the monster pretty easily. So it's a really good one, and you can also kill all the monsters on the field at once. Then we play Blaze Falcon, 1 copy, a rank 5. He requires 3 level 5 Winged Beasts, so you can kind of make it a Vanishing Lanius, Fuzzy Lanius effect, and Vanishing Lanius' effect into Mimicry Lanius, kinda, but it's not worth it, you're just gonna rank him up. He can attack directly, and once he attacks directly, you can destroy 1 monster your opponent controls, and you can detach 1 Xyz material, destroy as many special summon monsters your opponent controls deal 500 damage for each destroyed. Stranger Falcon, another in Deutsch, but really good rank 5. His first effect isn't too broken. Oh yeah, also, if he requires 2 level 5 winged beasts, but if he isn't summoned by a rank up, he's not gonna have even an effect, so he's gonna be a normal monster basically. But yeah, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and deal damage equal to its attack. Second effect, when he is descended to the graveyard, you can summon 1 Raidraptor Xyz monster from your grave and equip this card as its Xyz material. So with Final Fortress, that's pretty good because he isn't unaffected by card effects if he doesn't have Xyz materials. So while he's in grave, you can revive him, and then he is unaffected because this card becomes its Xyz material. So quite good combo card. Then we play 1 Revolution Falcon. This is basically a really good card. When it battles a special summon monster's attack becomes 0 and the defense. And you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, attack all opponent's monsters at once. That means that it can be an OTK if you or your opponent controls 4 monsters. You can just kill them all at once and deal 8000 damage, but and his also secondary effect is that you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and deal half of its attack for damage. Then we play 2 copies of Satellite Cannon Falcon. Really important to play 2 because you're mainly gonna use him to rank him up into Ultimate Falcon, but he's also good because when he's summoned, destroys the back row opponent as a counter effect. And you can detach 1 Xyz material, that's a quick effect by the way. Target 1 monster on the field and its attack becomes 800 less for each Raidraptor in the grave. That means 5 Raidraptors, that's 4000 down. It's a lot. Then Ultimate Falcon, 2 copies as well. It's the best boss monster in my opinion. Unaffected by other card effects. And once per turn you can detach 1 Xyz material, negate your opponent can't activate card effects for the rest of the turn, and 1000 down for all the monsters. His second effect is also really good, that's why he's the top boss monster. If he has Xyz materials, all opponent's monsters lose 1000 attack and defense at the end phase, and if your opponent controls no monsters, he takes 1000 damage. So sometimes I pull this off in first turn, so they take 1000 damage in first turn, which is quite interesting. Then Raidraptor Final Fortress Falcon. He's not better than Ultimate Falcon, but he's a really good destructor and you can do some OTKs with him. He's not unaffected while he has no Xyz materials, but when he does, he is. You can, up to twice per turn, banish a Raidraptor from your graveyard and attack again if you destroy a monster. So it's really good, you can do that triple attack in the turn, which is quite good. And then some other generate Xyz monsters. Dark Rebellion, just because he's a dark, and Ice Beast Zerofin. Detach Xyz material, negate all effects, and gain 300 attack for the rest of that turn and opponent's turn. And for links, we play just Deco Talker and Underclock Tinker, because this deck doesn't really need a lot of links, because mainly through the era of links, my playstyle and this deck has evolved into a kind of boss monster deck. Like, you have only one monster at once and then you can replace it. That's why you've got Underclock to destroy some of your monsters. So yeah, hopefully you did enjoy this episode. And yeah, I think I'll see you in the next one. Next deck, I want to post crawler decks, so I'm just making it out. As you can see, I have some crawlers, but they're not finished yet, so I hope I'm gonna finish them soon. But for now, stay beefy and goodbye.